To show some of this in action, I've opened up another tab. So in here, I'm just going to do Lake Mary real estate search. So when you've got this search engine result page here for Lake Mary real estate, these top three here, these are paid listings, so somebody's advertising. And then all of these here on the right, these are paid listings as well. And then this area in the white, this is the organic area. These are, large companies or sites that have been on here a long time, many years, and have lots and lots of content and links back to them. But the idea is, you want to get here for some terms, and to do that you've got to create pages, and that's what all this is about, is creating good pages. So again, what does this page title mean? It means that if this page is indexed within Google, we would like these search terms to be relevant: Lake Mary real estate. And now, because this site hasn't been on the internet very long, and we don't have lots of links built, and there's not lots of content, I'm not expecting this page to shoot up in that section of the organic section. But it could over time if we keep creating pages and for gens, and keep adding content in here, and advertising is going to help if we bring traffic, visibility. So as that happens over time, you will see pages in there. So doing this stuff is important long term. Maybe not so much for this second, but if you do this stuff right and you leave it in here and you keep working your page, eventually you could find yourself in many sections for different organic terms. Now, the less competitive ones are going to be better. So Lake Mary real estate, it's a lot more realistic to put this in here and hope that we could at some point become organic on this than, say, Orlando or Florida in general, because that's just such a competitive term. So many other people are going to be maximizing their page for that. So this is their page title. So Lake Mary Homes for Sale and Lake Mary Real Estate, flhomes.com. So that is their page title. And this in here, this is their description. Find the Lake Mary Homes for Sale and Real Estate you're looking for on homes.com. So I think it's horrible copy, but it's there. So whatever you put in this description area, that's what's going to show up there. So what you put here is more important to the user, because this is what they see. This is what's describing your page. So if it really reaches out to them, it can help you get some traffic if and when you do eventually start ranking organically. That's very important. So these keywords here, this is going to be important too for search engines, but not quite as important. This is something that over time has become less and less important, because what people were doing is they were stuffing keywords, or they were adding irrelevant keywords in here, and they were using metadata to go up the rankings, and then they were getting links, and then before you know it, you could use this, you could just totally game the keywords, and it just got so out of hand. Most search engines, they don't even do anything with it, they just ignore it. But there's so many out there, and some do use it, that you should always have something in here. But you'd probably want to stick to maybe between 3 to 7 phrases separated by commas here, and anything more than that, and you're pretty much just wasting your time. And you want to fill in all of this information for every page. If you've got a blank description, it's just not going to be very catching in Google, and very likely, if you haven't done this stuff, you're not going to be indexed. So make sure you fill these things out. Next, we've got the photo. So this is what actually shows up in the header on her page. So again, if you want to use your hint here, it will tell you what size it should be. So in this case, it's saying the optimum size they're recommending is 940 by 300. And to create this graphic, that's a little bit separate from using the CMS, and I can get into that some. But one tool I recommend that's completely free is GIMP, GIMP.org. And if you go there, you can download it, and it's very similar to Adobe Photoshop. It's not quite as powerful. It's not a commercial application. Obviously, it's free. But for being free, you can do a lot in it. And there's lots of tools online. There's tutorials and things that'll teach you how to use it. And basically for this graphic that I made for Jen, I just took a cityscape shot of downtown Orlando. I changed the opacity, added a little bit of color in. I pulled the logo in, and then it's just her photo and some text. So again, I can get into that in another video and kind of show you a little bit about graphics. But if that's something you're not comfortable with, you really should just note these dimensions, and you can either call the company that we work with, Real Estate Webmasters, and ask them to get you a quote on them creating you a nice header. You can look in the yellow pages. A lot of print shops, they have tons of graphic designers, and they have a set rate. If you give them your photo and some copy you want on there, and just some general ideas, they'll be able to whip something up for you too. And then last, and certainly not least in the CMS world, is the page content. This is going to be the most important area.